Welcome to the B word. This is something that you never heard. We'll give you real type of fantasy. Pick up your phone and just chat with me.
Yo, it's me. They call me B. I love to talk, but not for free. About some clothes, about some D. Go grab your drink and have a seat. Press that like and hit that share, cause I'ma take you anywhere. This my story, watch and see. Now come enjoy this ride with me. Hey.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the B word. Thanks for joining me again. I hope that you continue to like and share and subscribe. And with that being said, I hope you saw my last episode with my dad and him talking about interracial dating and dating my mom and all that. So as a single woman, I just want to piggyback on that because I always get the infamous question like, okay, your dad is white, you know, would you date a white man? So I kind of wanted to piggyback on that. I'll answer that question in a minute, but I wanted to start with like, you know how my dad was saying that he grew up around people, like he didn't grow up around a lot of, well, not that he didn't grow up. He didn't go to school with a lot of black people, but it was a lot of black people around his neighborhood. And I guess it's kind of the opposite for me. Like it was a bunch of black people in my neighborhood, obviously. And I didn't really start going to school with white people until 7th grade. 7th grade, we moved up north and then we moved back. So, cause we moved a lot. So then it was kind of back and forth. But in high school, I went to a very diverse high school. And I always kind of regretted not being closer. Like I had non-black associates who I was cool with, but I didn't have non-black friends like who spent the night over my house or who I went to their house or I went to their parties, and I kind of regret that. I feel like, you know, you can learn a lot from people. You can learn a lot from seeing where they come from, seeing how they grew up, you know, meeting their family and learning different things, you know, and it just kind of opens you up to a different culture, to a different way of life, a different perspective. So just because I've always had black, you know, black family, obviously black friends, that's just, you know, what I know. So now getting to that question, because I don't know who told my dad this, but somebody told, maybe he heard it on Snap, I don't know. But he had asked me one day, he's like, yeah, what's up with you not wanting to date white men? I was like, who told you that? And my answer to him was my answer like everybody else asked me. It's just like, if a man like my father, David Fashoda, comes along and he wants to date me, totally. I would not even think twice about it because I know the type of man that my father is. I know that he loves unconditionally. I know that he is the ultimate provider. I know that I feel safe with him. So he's ultimately the man that, you know, that I ideally would want to marry, right? But however, ultimately, yes, as a black woman, I want my husband to be a black man. As the man that I marry, the man who would be a father, also a father figure to my black son, yes, I would want him to be a black man. That's just, you know, that's just how I feel about it. Like, ultimately, I love my black man. I love, you know, I just love people. And I want my husband to be a black man. I just love us. I love us. And I feel like this black woman with that black man, nothing can stop us. So, you know, that's just how I feel about that. And of course, I'm 34, so who knows? That may change in 5 years or 10 years, whatever. I don't know. You know, it may change, but right here and right now, yes, I would prefer my husband to be a black man. Also with that, I just feel like dating outside your race is so tricky because there's so many differences culturally that you really don't understand until you date a person for several years, until you live with a person for several years. It's like they grew up one way and you grew up another way. And I just feel like it'll be hard and a little irritating for me to have to explain certain things to my husband that if he was white, that I know that I wouldn't have to explain to my black husband, if that makes sense. Let's say, for example, y'all know I just went natural. And y'all, I don't know, you might know, you may not, but it's a process. And you have to go through a lot and try a lot of things in order to know and learn what works for your grade of hair, your texture of hair. And if I was dating a white man, he might not understand that. I feel like all men, no man understands what we go through as women as far as beauty and healthcare and our health, period, and our bodies and all that, of course. But I feel like as a black man, he knows a little bit more about my black hair care, because, you know, he may use some of the same products, or at least he's familiar, or he has a sister or something, or a mom who has a closet full of products like I do. So he kind of understands a little better. But a white man, he may not understand that. And he may be upset, or he may feel some kind of way, or he may have questions. And it's just like, the type of person that I am, I hate to be questioned. I hate, not like in a question like when you're learning, but it's like, why you gotta do that? Or who is that? Like that, those type of questions I hate. Like if you're genuinely asking questions to learn something about me, now that I don't mind. But I just mean like you're irritated and you're asking me questions because you don't understand something. You're just, the place where you're coming from asking these questions are off. So those type of questions I don't understand. So, and there's a lot of other cultural differences that I can't really think of right now, but we know, there's differences. And then there's also the things just like, some things you're just not going to understand. Some things that white man, he won't understand. Sometimes when we're out, I may notice some things, maybe let's say it's some racial tension or something. I may notice it right off back because I'm used to that behavior. I'm used to that treatment, right? As a black woman, I've been on the other side of racism. So I've been on that receiving side. I know how it feels. He may not know. So if we're out and something happens, he may not get it. He may not understand. He may not even be affected. He may not even feel the same way. He won't feel the same way that I feel as a black woman. So it's just some things, he won't be able to relate. So he kind of won't know how to understand it. He won't know how to resolve the situation or how to make me feel better or to empathize with me on the situation. Because you know what, babe, I've been through that too. That, as a kid, I've been through such and such or whatever, or us exchanging stories. Not to say that the only way that we can relate is through our tragedy, but our tragedy, our past, our history is a big part of what makes us who we are. And it's just inevitable. Another point is I have a black son to raise. And it's already hard enough being a single mother and not having to be blamed for things that, him being sensitive, him being emotional, or him being, growing up as gay because he was around too many black women, whatever the case. It's already hard enough. But y'all, if you watched the last episode, you heard my dad, he didn't have those conversations with my brothers because as a white man, it doesn't click. It doesn't resonate. I have to have a conversation with my black sons, even with my mixed sons, because they're still black, obviously, about how to approach women or how to deal with police and authority. It doesn't resonate because that's not something he has to deal with on a daily basis like our black men. And me not being with my son's father, of course, whoever I choose to marry will not be his father, but he will be a father figure in his life because he will be my partner, my life partner. So he will stand in that role for my son. And I need a partner who is going to be able to relate and be able to explain things as a black man to my black son, because he has been through things like that too. And he can explain to him how to be on the receiving side, how to react, how to be proactive instead of reactive. All those things are very key and very important when you're raising a young black man. It just is. And then ultimately, our black men just need love. They just need love. I've witnessed it with my own eyes with close friends of mine who don't receive the proper love, especially from the people that they need to receive that proper love from initially, i.e. like mothers, first girlfriends, first wives, whatever the case. They didn't receive that. So it's important for our black men to receive black love from black women, just like the reverse. It's important for, you know, us black women to receive love from our black men. But I want to love on a black man. I want him to receive so much love and adoration from me, a black woman. I want him to feel so safe with me, so protected with me. Y'all know the term, like, be my Tylenol, not my headache. Hello? Like, I want him to feel joy with me. I want him to feel like, dang, I just got off work. I had a bad day, but dang, I know my baby gonna come through. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to wrap my arms around her. I can't wait to feel her embrace. I can't wait to smell her cocoa butter, her coconut oil. I see that for me. I want that for me. And I won't be apologetic about it. You shouldn't either if that's what you choose to do. But I love black love and everything about it. And that's what I see for myself. Now, if God sees something else, then okay, so be it. But my preference is definitely a black king. So yeah, let me know if in the comments if you guys have any experiences with interracial love. I know a lot of people, obviously my parents are in an interracial marriage. But let me know as a black person if you had any experience with interracial love, interracial dating, and how that went for you. I'm open to hearing the stories. I love it. I love it. Let's have the open conversation. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe and share my page. And I'll see y'all next time.
This has been a